Hey, and welcome to the Toadstead. Well, here we are in the middle of our COVID situation. This is early April, April 2nd, I believe. And this big field here, well, big by our standards, is our peanut patch. But we're waiting because, well, I guess shipping seeds isn't as essential as some other things. So it's going to be a few more weeks, I think, before we even get our seeds. But there's been a couple additions. I just planted this blueberry bush, blueberry tree. It's kind of like a trush. It grows up 10 feet tall or so, 10 feet wide, 12 feet tall, whatever. But we just needed to get some more production stuff out here. And the little boy was on sale, so we grabbed him. And here's the flax. For those of you who aren't following the show, this is traditionally a northern crop. And if you've ever worn linen, this is the plant that it's made from. So we're going to monkey about with that. And if that stuff gets about 3 feet tall, does what it's supposed to do, there'll be an interesting series of videos on how to turn that into cloth. Well, then there's our other, this is our vegetable garden. Again, some stuff is still in seed. Seedlings are coming up in another location because well, our growing season's real long. So we're gonna plant this in probably a week and a half. And what you can't see is about just a little bit less than half of it. That is planted. That's all in sweet corn. And we'll be happy for that. Well, if y'all are following the page, you know that we planted some kefir pears. On our way, though, let's take a peek. This is our one of our 2 American chestnuts. These are transplanted up from Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, Paige. We're trying to do what we can to repopulate with this particular tree. We've got one here, and we've got one over there. That's bushing out a little bit when you do some trimming on it. But one beehive sitting there. Anyway, we're excited that this one seems to be doing pretty good. What it pretty much comes down to, what we've been told, is if it'll get about 6 feet tall, it'll go. Now we're about 4 feet now, so we should know soon. And there's one of those kefir pears, and he's leafed out right nicely. And there's his buddy. Oh, we'll just walk around. There's his buddy right there. He's also leafing out real good, starting to grow. Over here in the corner, we acquired a cutting from a friend of ours, fig tree, and well, there it is. We transplanted it. It's gotten a little wilty, but it doesn't look sick. So we got high hopes for that little guy. And then the latest additions are the Anna apples, which are apples pretty much bred to work down here with the small amount of chill hours we have. And after waiting a bit, you can see we've got some green showing. And there's an Anna here and an Anna down there by the old hog pen. It's also greening. And this is a golden apple. Again, I can't remember the exact breed, but it's a low chill hour apple that's supposed to do well down here. And we were starting to worry about this because it wasn't showing any life. And then just this morning, I don't know if you can see that, there it is right there. And you can start seeing other buds. So it looks like, well, at least all 3 of our apple trees have a shot. Now, we certainly don't expect to do much harvesting from our little orchard here, but it's a step in the right direction. And that's kind of, you know, what we're trying to do is bring it back. Now, off there in the distance, you can see another plot. And right now, that's just all seeded with sunflowers. There's about 1.5 pounds of sunflower seeds distributed in there. And the hope is once we get that going, once the sunflowers are a foot tall or so, we'll seed it with teff grass all around it. And we're trying to get that perennial teff grass to start growing back there, again, for future reasons. So those are kind of the upgrades we've been doing. We did, you probably didn't remember seeing it, but this was a twin tree that had two big trunks. Well, two trunks about the same size as you see there. And we trimmed it off. It's a pecan. And we're hoping there's another one not too far away sticking out. You can maybe see it sticking out above the chicken coop. Kind of far away. Will they pollinate? Hey, I don't know. But during this self-imposed quarantine that we're going through, we're trying to get a lot of small stuff done, landscaping stuff that doesn't take a lot of money, because like everybody else, we got hit. It hurt us pretty bad, but we're moving right along. We also built a couple little boxes. This pole right here is going to be a guy wire for the ham radio antenna, and we wanted to have something to keep people from walking into the wire, because the guy wire will be, you know, probably right around here, you know, 3 feet or so off the ground, and the antenna wire will be a little higher. And so we figured, what the heck, good place to throw a box. If you're wondering why it's crooked, it's in line with the shop for another reason, meaning this pole right here. It doesn't match up with the box, but it matches up with the shop wall. And then if you look off in the distance over there, there's another one next to that pole for the same reason. So we're just moving along. We also caught another bee swarm, and I'll do a bee update after a while, but as some of you may know, we've moved our bees onto the back acre, and they're way back there. And eventually they'll all be back there, but right now we got one active colony going back there, then this one here, and they'll get moved. So that's kind of a early, I guess you'd call it a late spring, early summer, I don't even know, April 2020 update, as we're dealing with the same crap everybody else is dealing with, just in our way. And hopefully our peanut seeds will arrive and we'll get all this planted. We'll be caught up and see what the future holds. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time around.